Yes, blood. Remember to subscribe and like the Triple B in it, fam, or I'll start cracking your glass jaws, innit?
Yeah, work one. Salam, shalom. So, there's this video going around, right? And it involves Gay J, yeah? So, Anthony Joshua, right? I'll show the footage in a minute, right? It's all over the place. But Anthony Joshua, Gay J, yeah? Some students were mocking him in Loughborough University. You know, that's a sports university. Now, firstly, Gay J uses those facilities, I believe, for free, right? I haven't heard if he pays them, but probably for free, like the England facilities, you know, because he's the big name. He's Gay J, you know. Yeah? They probably get a shiner off AKA Skins as well. But you know. It turns my stomach a bit. I mean, it makes me a bit sick. So they got this video, right? And they basically, so these students have been taking the mickey out of him. Oh yeah, you're scared of fighting Tyson Fury, blah blah. So what? Standard, like, just joshing, man, standard joshing. And Gay J storms up to their halls or whatever it is, the student room, and starts to threaten them up. With violence, man. Anyway, check it out. Look at it.
Remember you're running him up, because when I bring people up here and I start cracking your glass jaws, none of you will like it. When your jaws start breaking, people start chasing you out of this uni, none of you will like it. Watch your mouths, because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes. I know, listen, all that public eye bullshit, I ain't into all that.
Yeah, remember you're running your mouth, because when I start cracking your glass jaws, yeah, none of you will like it, innit, blood? Watch your mouths. Because you don't know who you're talking to sometimes, blood. Yeah? I know, I listen to all that public eye bullshit. I ain't into all that, you get me?
I mean, like, hang on a minute, right? So you've got this international athlete who's a former heavyweight champion of the world, 6'6", and PD'd and TUE'd. Yeah? Massive guy. Professional athlete. Bully boy. Yeah, he gets a bit of heckling. Well, so what, man? You get used to it. Heckle them back, man. Yeah, and the thing is, right, he's not allowed in them student halls, is he? No one invited him. He buzzed, yeah, he got let in, but, they're like, I don't know, probably a pound, innit? And this great behemoth, this PED behemoth comes up, this coward, yeah? And, you know what? Like, he's a right bully, isn't he? A Gay J, yeah? Yeah. It's funny, the people he doesn't bully, he swallows it. He don't want to fight Fury. Yeah, and he's smashed him to pieces. And in the rematch, yeah, he's running around like a coward, pumping up a slow jab and that against the fat guy who didn't train. Well, he did train. He trained on tacos and pizzas, right? Yeah, even like, we've seen it subsequently, like Usyk, he knows he was losing that fight. Did he jump on a guy who was like, I don't know, how much was he? 30 pounds lighter? Come on now. Yeah. Yeah, and these sick papers like the Scum, right? The Scum is always the worst one, but like I pick it up because it's actually the most read paper in the world. Yeah, and so I'm sorry, not in the world, in the UK, and so they kind of form people's opinions about stuff because most people are idiots and they take their opinions from the media, and they're going, oh, it's so funny. These gobby students who taunted Joshua left quaking as he marches in their flat. He shouldn't go into their flat. I'm pretty sure he weren't invited. Yeah, bullying teenagers. These guys are teenagers. They'll be like 18, 19, man. At Loughborough University. They're having a bit of fun. They've got their drink on slightly. Yeah, and they're joshing a bit because they're Tyson Fury fans. Yeah. Well, Joshua just sort of mugged them off, just yelled back at them. Yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll fight Tyson Fury. Of course he doesn't. He goes up and intimidates them. This young man's standing there, and I give him some credit. Yeah, he stands straight. Getting looks at Gay J. And there's a poor lady sitting there, this poor young girl, right? Sitting there, on the settee, like, sitting there, like, intimidated. She doesn't, she don't know about stuff like this, fighting. She went yelling out of the door. Yeah, and he's intimidating this kid, yeah, with his girlfriend probably who's there in front of her trying to humiliate him. Yeah, but good on him for, standing up, and as far as, at least he literally stood up, yeah? He didn't duck his head down. When people, like, getting intimidated by someone who's bigger and rougher than him, usually they'll look down. Yeah, he didn't look down. He looked at Gay J. He didn't look down and shake his head. Yeah, sorry. He didn't say that. So I'll give him some props for that, man. Well done, lad. Yeah, for not getting. I'm sure he was a bit nervous, right? But not getting completely humiliated by Gay J. Imagine that being a big bully, yeah? Going up and intimidating youths, yeah? Who are just having a good time and being a bit drunk, and suddenly this great 6'6" steroid monster turns up at your door, starts humiliating in front of your girl, man. And it's worse than that, right? He threatened to crack their jaws open and knock them out. Now, that's a threat, right? If these youths have got any sense, and it wasn't a setup, right? Because, honestly, you have to be suspicious of everything, yeah? They could do a bit of a setup, do a bit of a story. Some guys were maybe joshing them a bit, and they go, "Oh, all right, Gage, why don't you go up there? Look, we'll speak to them. We'll say, oh, well, why, is it all right if Gage comes up, and then he can have a word with you, and we'll put it in the papers. Here you go. Here's a few £100 for that." This is how these things work, yeah? There's a book I read by someone called Graham Johnson or something. Let me have a look. 1 minute. Yeah, right. It's called Hack by Graham Johnson, right? Hack was another word for a journalist, right? And, man, he used to work for News of the World, and some of the sick stuff. Now, we know this stuff. Yeah, News of the World, by the way, is owned by Murdoch, who owns The Sun on Sunday, Sky TV, all that stuff, right? This guy's a sick guy, degenerate, who do anything for money. They don't care about stitching people up, right? I remember there was that murder, and they rang up, they hacked the girl's phone, this kind of stuff. That eventually took them down, but they did way worse. In this book, right, this guy, Graham Johnson, is saying about how they literally made up stories, and they would set things up. They would get their mate to pretend to be selling ecstasy tablets with a certain brand name on it, like KKK or some bullshit like that. And then they would go like, "Oh, look, these evil right-wingers are selling drugs," or some nonsense like that. Yeah, they made up a story about, what's it called? The Devon had this puma, allegedly, that was walking around. Yeah, and they got their fake pictures and their fake witness statements. But worse than that, so this is where it's relevant here, right? There was a guy, they went on a nonce attack, which is crazy because the worst nonces are in government and in power, yeah? And they got some poor, there was some local man, yeah, who was, what's it called, a bit backward, right? And they convinced these kids, and he said, we get them $20, yeah, some sweets and some food, some fried chicken or something, to say, "Oh, this guy's a nonce, he's a paedophile, he keeps on trying it on with us," yeah? Destroyed this guy's life, who was being cared for by his sister, yeah? And then this journalist, Graham Johnson, this scumbag, talked himself into the house by pretending he was worried about the poor sister, who said the whole story. My poor brother, he's mentally retarded, and all these kids tease him, and, they accuse him of being a nonce, and that was it. And instead, he made this huge story about how he'd busted the biggest nonce up north, and he went to the nonce's lair, and I mean, sickening stuff, ruining innocent people's lives and bribing people's stories. This is what they do, right? So don't doubt this kind of stuff, that it could be set up. But if it isn't set up, right, and if and even, well, hang on, mate. Why don't these guys, I don't believe in the police because they're corrupt anyway, and they're part of secret societies, as you know, but, I'll put a complaint in against this guy. He literally threatened to break your jaw. And you got it on tape. Yeah? Get out, go to the Popo and say, "Listen, Popo," right? Put in a complaint and get yourself a lawyer. Yeah? And say, "Look, we got this. We've already put in a police complaint. We want to go to the civil court as well." Yeah? Or and talk to Gay J's people and tell them, "Listen, man, we're going to take this to court. If you want to, it's up to you, man. If you want to settle outside, you can settle outside. Get some cash out of the big PED cheat who's got his money through deception, lying, manufactured, cheat." Yeah, yeah. And the crazy thing is the paper, because the paper they're all together, right? And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna pretend Gay J is the best man in the world." As I said before, they had printed out stuff like, "Oh, Gay J is the perfect man that every girl wants his daughter to, every mother wants his daughter to bring home." Can you imagine that? Some middle class person, right, in Hampshire, and his nice daughter Sophie's been privately educated, yeah, and is civil, comes and brings back this behemoth, this 18-stone drug dealer. Yeah, come on, man. But that's the line, isn't it? And when he got in trouble with the police, like, "Oh, poor Joshua, he was on the streets, man. He had to do it to survive blood." It's all lies, man. He was brought up in middle-class Watford, a middle-class area of Watford. Yeah, Watford ain't hardly the ghetto, is it? Yeah? And, what is it? Well, allegedly, right? A load of weed, a load of money, and some guns. Yeah? He was remanded immediately, remember. That's very unusual. It's got to be a serious charge. Huh? If you'd be remanded like that. and your first offence. It's not, I was caught with a small bag of greens, yeah? So it's all lies. So the media is part of it, and they will say, oh, he's such a great guy, he's so humble, he's so humble, man. Well, the one thing that this shows that I'm quite grateful about is the real Anthony Joshua, i.e. a huge bully, yeah? Not only a huge, nasty bully, but like most bullies, when he gets bullied by Fury, psychologically, or by Usyk or who he is in the ring, he bottles it, and he swallows it, and he gets beaten up. And Tyson Fury would turn him on his head, and he knows that. I said that for years, man, but especially now, yeah, because Joshua has lost what confidence he had. Yeah, what a scumbag, man. What a scumbag. He needs to be brought to account, and not just for being a wrong and for being a fake.